Welcome to another edition of Deroy and the Flagman podcast, where the Flagman thinks he knows everything about footy. I don't know anything about it, but we'll talk about it anyway. What's going on, Damo?
Nothing much, just same old, same old.
Right.
Yeah, Knights are 2 from 2, so that's good.
It's hard to compare. It was still a game last week, but at the game it was a good atmosphere.
It was like for a Thursday night
in the corner. Yeah, big crowd, 18,000. Was it?
Yeah, it could. I think if it was a Saturday or maybe a Sunday, it would have been sold out, 100%. Yeah, but hey, 18,000 on Thursday night, school night next night, work day next day. So yeah, Beggars can't be choosers today.
Yeah,
we got the win.
It was a good win.
The second half was a bit. I think the boys put a lot of effort into the first half and a few sloppy tries from the Dolphins. Hey, we've only conceded 20 points in the first two games.
Yeah, look, it was a hot night too, and
it was hot.
When they're just getting into it, it's going to be tough. They're talking about having a drinks break on the Sunday match, so it was pretty hot out there.
Yeah, well, as they said, as Freddie said last night, the game on Friday night at Combat was more hotter than what it was on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a picker's nightmare last week, I've got to say.
It was.
We were leading the tipping comp, but it was an exceptionally hard round to pick correctly, Damos. How do we go? I think I was 3 from 8.
Well, just trying to form mine up. So you were 3 from 8. I got 3 and I got 4 wrong. 5 wrong actually. Sorry, yeah, 5 wrong.
Yeah, well, that's the same as me. Yeah, it wasn't
yeah, bloody man.
Some upsets there. Some teams that played really well the week before just fell on their ass.
Yeah.
So how are we going to go this week? I think it's a little bit better. Who are you picking tonight for tonight's match, Dave? Maybe it's a grand final rematch between two powerhouse clubs in the last 5 years, undoubtedly.
I don't like Melbourne, and I've said this for a fact. I do not like Melbourne.
I love Melbourne. I think they're the team's team. They're just so good. They're consistent. They've been consistent for the last 10 years. They're an amazing team, amazing coach.
Yeah, but they haven't won back-to-back premierships like the Panthers have.
The Panthers are a great team as well, but I think they're really missing those plays that they've lost. I think it's sort of catching up with them this season. I think it's going to be the season where all their chickens come home to roost, so to speak.
Well, I hope not.
So I picked Melbourne.
Yeah, I don't want to say this, but I'll pick Melbourne. But I'd love to see Penrith win because the only player I like in the Storm is Ryan Pepperhouse, and he plays for the Blues.
Pepperhouse is amazing player, and he's come back from injuries.
But the Panthers aren't going to lie down and say, "Oh yeah,
it's not going to be a whitewash.
Just score every try."
It's going to be a competition.
They're going to drag them into the trenches.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm picking a 12-point.
And if you look the way Cleary played against the Roosters, yeah, they were down. He knew, like, take the 2 points, do this. And if Toto had scored in that corner,
it wasn't that.
Level the score, kick the field, kick the goal, Panthers win.
They got beaten, but it wasn't flat.
I know.
That's for sure. But it was just uncharacteristic of Penrith because they weren't as together as they normally are. So that was why people were sort of down on them, because it wasn't a stellar performance like it was the week before, and particularly for the Roosters to come back and play the way they did,
after getting smashed
the week before. It was just uncharacteristic, and people didn't pick it. Usually after a flogging like that, it takes a couple of weeks to find your feet again. But it certainly wasn't the case, and it was a great match. So who we got Saturday, Friday night? Sorry, Dan, who we got next? It's the Friday night matches.
So tonight's Storm Panthers.
It's a big Storm.
Friday night is 6 o'clock. It's Warriors Roosters over in New Zealand.
Warriors Roosters. Well, I picked Warriors for that one. I think the Warriors are going to be the underdog team this season.
Yeah, but they do tend to go good, and then all of a sudden, come the second half of the season, they just go.
Yeah, we're in the first half. So who did you pick?
Well, I'm calling Warriors myself.
Right. So we agree.
And then we've got the Queensland Derby, Broncos, Cowboys, second last week.
We're going to flog the Cowboys. It'll be a 20-point win.
We'll see. I've gone Broncos, but yeah, they said the Broncos beat the Raiders last week, and look what happened. So
yeah, but it was down in Canberra, and I picked that incorrectly because I thought it was in Brisbane. Anyway, who we got Saturday?
Saturday, three games on Saturday. So we've got Sharks, Rabbitohs at Cronulla at 3 o'clock.
Sharks, Rabbitohs at Cronulla. Cronulla by a mile.
Cronulla in a. I'm going to go.
Cronulla's not back for the Rabbitohs, is he?
No, he's not. No, they haven't got him.
Okay, so I'll pick Cronulla on that one. I think Cronulla's going to flog them. Oh no, I think it's by 6.
They're not going to flog them, but I reckon they'll do it. Because last week the Dragons, I watched the bits of it, and when they took the field goal, the Dragons had enough time to come back, score a try, or kick a field goal. They just didn't do it. And the way they tried to stop the player, just like, it was ridiculous.
Right.
I swear the Dragons need a reality check. Because
who was the Dragons play?
Last week the Rabbitohs,
right.
And they were up by a mile. And the Rabbitohs, and because silly me fell asleep. Yep. And I woke up and seen the score, and I was like, "What?" And I went back and watched the bits, the highlights, and then the Dragons had enough chance to come back and win it, or even take it to golden point.
Yeah, well, they didn't. So
no.
What? Who else we got?
So the next game on Saturday is Dolphins Tigers at KO Stadium, Redcliffe, and it's a sellout.
I've picked Dolphins for that one.
Oh.
Who have you picked?
I just think the Dolphins.
Have you not put your tips in?
Yes, I have.
Well, who'd you pick?
I picked the Tigers.
Right.
I just can't see the Dolphins after the way they played against us was dismal. Like, I don't mind the Dolphins. They're actually a good team.
Yeah, but it's at their home ground.
Yeah, they can be a good team, but
D-Status, mate, he's my man.
Yeah, I only like the Dolphins because of DSAF. And I only support DSAF.
Well, you've got Tigers, okay?
Yeah. And then the main game of Saturday, Titans versus Knights.
Titans, Knights.
7:35 New South Wales.
Titans, haven't you?
7:35 New South Wales time, 6:35 Queensland time. So if anyone in Queensland watching it, 6:30 kickoff.
Okay, so what's that sound?
Yeah, Titans are $1.86, Knights $1.98. Sportsbet's off their chops. Sportsbet, do your job, mate. Titans, really?
Well, it's
anyway.
So who knows?
Hang around, yeah, they had the first week they had the bye. Then last week they played average okay against the Bulldogs the second half, but I will beat them. I'm confident. Even though we've got Jay Saf's apparently going to be out and Dylan Lucas is out. And
why is Dylan Lucas out, David?
An injury.
An injury?
Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks apparently.
Didn't he get pulled up on the side of the road?
I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't know how they went.
You looked on me this morning.
Yeah, I did look like, but I couldn't find it on her Twitter. I don't know where the hell it's gone.
There's a bit of controversy, some news to come out.
I'll check up on Barry. I'll finally ask my mate Barry Chewy. I know it's $1.98. We're just going through it. I think Fletchy Sharp will have a good game. Same with Schiller. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm tipping the Knights, of course. Never tip against my team.
Right, who have we got on Sunday?
And Sunday, we've got 2 games. It was Bulldogs.
I picked Bulldogs for that one.
Well, Joey last night on Friday the 8th. He said Bulldogs, but he wouldn't surprise if the Eels didn't upset. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Well, they are 17th and no one's backing them, so.
Yes, because they're shit at the moment.
Right,
shit. What's the other team? And
then the last game, complete round 3, is Manly versus Raiders at 4 Pines Park.
I've picked Raiders for that one. I'm picking an upset. Although he's Turbo in or out. What's our injury this year?
We won't know until.
Well, that's disgusting.
We won't know just before
Thursday, so we can do our tips.
Yeah, but you can edit them. Like you don't have to.
What, the hour before?
Yeah, like before the ref blows the whistle.
Okay, great.
Before it's kickoff.
I may need to edit my selection there depending on the team listing.
What's he play as? Well, his name. So let's see. I'd love to see Manly, but I don't know the way the Raiders played, because everyone's tipped the Raiders to come last in the comp. So
I've tipped the Raiders.
I've tipped the Raiders, but yeah, if Tommy plays, well, it's going to be a tough game. But if Tommy don't play well, then I think the Raiders, and the way DCE is, I don't even know how he's even playing with his age. I think he should just retire, to be honest.
Well, I think he probably
he's at 34. He's 34.
Yes,
and
he's still playing good footy, but
yeah, but he's got to think about the rest of his career. His career, you got to think of the post footy.
Yeah,
that's long neck.
Well, his body's not failing him yet, so I think he's probably just.
I think it's starting to. I think it's starting to. So yeah, I've tipped Raiders.
Right, what else is happening in a lot of leagues? So we heard anything about the Vegas thing?
Nah, nothing about Vegas yet.
I hope they cancel it. I really do.
Wait, they cancel it? I say he don't like Vegas. I don't know why.
I don't like the league going best last night.
I think it's bloody amazing. Let's hope the Knights get over there. If fingers crossed for this year. If not, 2027. Flag man will be there, but no flag. Sorry. Can't take the flag. I don't want to lose it.
Well, you could make it into a coat and wear it. Wear flag.
I'm wearing it as a coat.
Oh, why not, Damo?
Yeah, but I don't want to. It's not the flag. It's the pole too.
It's like poles in America.
Not like that.
Ship the flag over there and box the pole.
If you're watching, help me out.
What, to buy a pole?
No, get it in there.
I think it's home hardware. Anyway, there's shitloads of places to buy poles in America.
Yeah.
It's not your biggest issue.
Yeah, but
the biggest issue is the fact they're going to cancel Vegas.
they're not going to cancel Vegas. Oh my god, seriously.
Complete waste of money. America hates our sport. They've got enough of their own sport, so they don't need some.
They love our sport. People like it. There's no helmets. There's no pads. There's no stop start every time. Like I've said to people, do you watch the NFL? No, it's boring. There's too many stop starts.
Yeah, but Americans like that.
Yeah, but Americans also have adapted to our footy too.
Yeah.
They just like it. It's been on this year. It's been on FS1 and Fox Sport, Fox and Friends, and whatever they call it.
Right, all the shit stations that no one watches.
Seriously.
Anyway, we'll see what happens there. Damo's going to keep us updated on the Vegas happenings, in particular what teams are going. I said the Bulldogs are going to go for sure.
But nothing's 100% yet.
Yeah, I know. We're speculating.
They've got to put their best proposal forward. Yeah, but they've got to put their best proposal forward.
Yeah, obviously.
And apparently I've heard now it's Dragons, Bulldogs, Eels, Knights, Dolphins, Cowboys.
So all the other teams that haven't gone are a possibility.
Yeah, well, there's more teams that just, yeah.
So fuck all. That's what you're telling us, don't you?
I know, well, I don't know fuck all. I know a lot, but, I'm just waiting. Like, the rest of the teams up.
Yes, we're all waiting.
And I just wish they'd hurry up and organise get their shit together, say who's going and who's not, because, it's Vegas 3.0. And Vegas will stay for a long time, whether you like it or not.
So, that's all things footy. Any other news football-wise, Damo? What have we got coming up?
Well, the Knights game this week. I won't be there. And then they've got the bye. Still got a week off. We're versing ourselves, so we'll get the points, so we'll win.
Beautiful. I'll tip us then for sure.
And then we've got Bulldogs away, and then back home at McDonald Jones Stadium on the 13th of April.
Awesome. Right, we're just off footy. Everyone follows Damo's page knows that he's on a bit of a weight loss journey, aren't you, Damo?
Yes, I am.
And it's some hardcore working out, and it's been intense. It's been tricky to manage diet.
Yes, it's hard to manage a diet.
And, keep those steps up on days when we're not training. So we've lost 3 kilos this week, Damo.
Yes, I have. Lost 3 kilos.
And how have you gone about that? What have you done differently to the week before?
Just eating better foods and...
Right, and training your ass off.
Yes, that's
days when you don't want to do it in the gym. Crush it.
Especially with this one.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to put on weight. So
he's trying to put on weight. I'm trying to lose it.
He loses it, and I just try and find where he's lost it and pick it up and continue the journey the other way. But well done, Damo. You've lost 3 kilos this week. Got to keep pushing every week. Everyone support the flag man in his journey.
So what else do we get?
He's determined to get down to 150 kilos this week.
There was some good games last week too.
What?
In the NRL.
Oh yeah, what did we have last week?
Well, what game did you see it? Did you watch any of the games?
Yeah, I watched a couple.
The one I liked was the Panthers Roosters. That was a close one.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Dragons Rabbitohs one was good. 25-24 Rabbitohs win by 1.
That was a great game actually. I hit the left foot field goal, golden point. It was not golden point. It was just a.
No, it didn't. He kicked the field goal. It was 24-all, and he kicked the field goal to win it.
Yeah, right.
So more or less send the Rabbitohs in front, and the Dragons literally didn't. Yeah. The other game, the Cowboys and the Sharks. The Cowboys just, I don't know what's wrong with them. And the Broncos Raiders one, that ended up being a close one too.
Yes, it was close.
32-22. Yeah,
it was a picker's nightmare, like we said before. It was unbelievably hard to pick that round.
Yeah. And the Tigers, Eels fans thought they'd bounce back, but sorry, there's a lot more things the Eels have got wrong. And it's not just Dylan Brown. So,
well, I should hope not. We've just signed him.
Yeah, but it's like, but as I said, he's been there for 15 years. He was there since he was a junior, and he's in the rut. So once he gets out, I reckon he'll be a lot more. To all Knights fans, actually support him. Yeah, it's a big deal. And the club, if the club chooses to pick him, well, they want to go forward.
They have picked him.
Yeah.
$40 million.
The people are whinging about, like, oh, yeah, there's other players. But I bet you people, the same thing with Kalen Ponga. Caleb had only played 3 games, hadn't made official, like, played enough games, and people were saying with game on. So just support Dylan. Like, this is what I mean. So much negativity towards it.
Well, it's not decent activity. There's a little bit.
Oh, there's a lot, but
you have to expect that when you're on $14 million.
Yeah, but you just got to.
That comes with the territory. If you want that money, then you got to put up.
Well, we've got to do something. We lost out on Joan because we lost out on Fuse. So
I'm not saying don't do anything, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, they had to take a gamble, and I reckon the gamble was going to pay off. We might see a premiership in the next 2 years, maybe.
Oh, we're not going to see it this year.
No. We'll see finals, 100%.
We'll see finals. I think we'll see it not next year, the year after.
I reckon we'll see a premiership in 26 or 27.
27's our premiership year.
26, 27.
You're wrong.
I'm going 26 or 27.
No,
either one. No, I'm right. I'm never wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong, but 99%.
When you're not right, you're wrong.
I'm always
okay. Right now, it's Flagman and Deroy wrapping up for another week of the Flagman and Deroy podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let
do it,
And
let's get it.
Do all that good stuff.
Right, peace out.
See you.